Bolton?
Yes.
Benado?
Yes.
Hondo?
Yes.
Shu?
Yes.
Velasquez?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes. Item D, three-two beer license, retail license on premises requested by Trinidad Los Angeles County Chamber of Commerce at 700 Smith Avenue. Everything in order?
This item needs to be set for hearing
Hearing?
and tentative days of down set.
When do you want to set that? Next regular?
No, I asked for April 24th in a special meeting. The council will consider that
Motion should be then to set it for a hearing on April 24th.
at 1:30.
We have a motion.
That's all.
Been moved by Mr. Benado, second by Carol Bolton.
And the tentative neighborhood boundary,
Yes.
do you want to identify it in this motion or something?
I don't know.
New city limits. Do you want
Yeah.
new city limits?
That's regular.
And you both agree to the motion and second to include that?
Roll call?
Jackie Gonzalez?
Yes.
Bolton?
Yes.
Benado?
Yes.
Hondo?
Yes.
Shu?
Yes.
Velasquez?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes. Item C, appointment to the Arts and Cultural Advisory Commission. I think we have two appointments.
Three. I would move for the appointment of Carol Potter and Deb Bernhard and the reappointment of Tony Diego to the Arts and Cultural Advisory Commission.
Can move for the appointment of the three. Second by
I'll
Mr.
second.
Benado. Roll call?
Jackie Gonzalez?
Yes.
Bolton?
Yes.
Benado?
Yes.
Hondo?
Yes.
Shu?
Yes.
Velasquez?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes. Appointment to the Library Advisory Board. I think we have one. Is that correct? Have a motion to approve?
Is that the only vacancy we have on that, Mr. Mayor?
At this point, I think it is.
Make a motion.
Moved by Mr. Shu, the approval. Second by Mrs. Gonzalez. Roll call?
Jackie Gonzalez?
Yes.
Bolton?
Yes.
Benado?
Yes.
Hondo?
Yes.
Shu?
Yes.
Velasquez?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes. Do we want to put a dollar amount on the consideration of the allocation for the lobby? Is that the consensus of the council, of 20,000, is that what?
I recall mention of what you being suggested.
Consideration and allocation of the lobby for the retention of the Amtrak South cheap passenger service, railroad service, in the amount of $20,000. Have a motion?
I so move.
I'll second.
Moved by Mrs. Thacker Gonzalez, second by Mr. Benado. Roll call?
Jackie Gonzalez?
Yes.
Bolton?
Yes.
Benado?
Yes.
Hondo? Shu?
Yes.
Velasquez?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes. Item G, resolution. On consideration of fire, energy, water supply agreement between the city and Stonewall Fire Protection District. I think we talked about that at our work session.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, there are actually two agreements here. One is for North Lake and one is for Monument Lake.
Yeah. Motion?
I move for approval of the agreements with Stonewall Fire Protection District.
Second.
Second by Mr. Shu. Motion by Carol Bolton. Roll call?
Jackie Gonzalez?
Yes.
Bolton?
Yes.
Benado?
Yes.
Hondo?
Yes.
Shu?
Yes.
Velasquez?
Yes.
Reno?
Yes. G, resolution for the city of Trinidad supporting the grant application to Colorado Historical Fund for the funding of necessary development construction documents for the preservation and rehabilitation and restoration of the Trinidad Power and Light Building located at 127 Plum Street, Corazon Trinidad, National Historic District, for the purpose of housing the new police department headquarters. Motion's in order.
I move for approval of the resolution.
I'll second.
Moved and second. I have just a little concern that we did discuss the city about 10 or 12 years ago, along with the county, supported a 1-cent sales tax for the building of and construction of the Justice Center, which cost the city and the county, I can't recall the number of dollars, but it must have been in the millions, $1 or $2 million. That was to house the Trinidad Police Department and the Sheriff Department. I know the fact remains that we have the Parks Department without a building, that they don't have storage places for their equipment. Here we're going to move the police department after the citizens of Trinidad spent that amount of money on that building out there, and yet we're going to move the headquarters from there to the city of Trinidad, where we're still lacking a facility and a building for the Parks Department for their equipment. That, doesn't seem fair to one department to give them 2 buildings and not the other. Yes.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, if I may suggest, we don't need to designate a use in the application. We can apply for the application without a designated use.
I was gonna ask you that question, because that's our building, right?
Yes.
We need to get the roof fixed on it, or we'll have another building falling down.
I could
That's
mention that we
what our
have.
concern is, Mine is, I don't mean everybody's gonna give me the answer. But if we don't take care of that building, we'll just have another empty building that'll be falling down.
Well, I agree it needed to be fixed, Frank, and I just.
Okay, I mean,
Might
that's,
be used for something, other than that.
Right.
They spent that kind of money on the police department out there as it was.
Sure. And I think if we have a use in mind, I think it's going to make for a stronger application rather than just to renovate the building with no intended purpose. I could phrase the grant so we're not committing to any one use, but propose several different uses that we may be able to put the building to.
Thank you. Have a motion and second, roll call? Unless somebody else can do. Roll call?
Are we gonna table this, or are we
No,
gonna discuss this now?
you didn't say we had to. You said that we didn't have to use we didn't have to designate
The purpose of that building, okay.
You'll just change the language.
All right.
Ms. Biggie, would you prefer that we clarify the resolution to include diverse uses?
I would,
instead
Ms.
of
Baca
specific-
Gonzalez, I just conferred with our planning director, Mr. Feinberg, and he indicated that the application deadline for this grant is April 1st. So it really is something that we would seek the council's formal consideration of this evening. And I might propose that that the specific use cited within this resolution be stricken, so that the title of the resolution.
If I may, I don't believe that, oh, okay, the title of the resolution, never mind.
I think that Mr. Feinberg, we could simply strike through that last clause for the purpose of housing the new police department headquarters in the title.
Would I be able to do that and then have that document signed?
And we would need an additional change to the final whereas clause, which currently reads, whereas the city would like to utilize the preserved, renovated, and rehabilitated structure to house the new police department headquarters. It could be changed to state, whereas the city would like to utilize the preserved, renovated, and rehabilitated structure for a municipal purpose, or something more general.
That's fine.
And how do you put the application together with that wording in it?
That would be fine, yes.
Roll call?
Baca Gonzalez,
Oh, yes.
Wolfen,
Yes.
Benado,
Yes.
Hondo, Shu,
yes.
Velasquez,
Yes.
Reno.
Yes. Item H, authorize the mayor to execute a letter of support for the grant application for archaeological assessment of the fishery hatchery at Monument Lake. Motion's in order.
I saw.
Moved by Mr. Pondo, second by